Right folks, here we go. Simon's following me now and he's the IAM observer. We're heading up to a town in North Wales called Ruthin. So I think what I'll be doing here is, while the battery lasts on the camera, is just to do a commentary on what I'm actually doing and what I'm seeing. So, there we go then. Okay, so solid white lines, junction on the left there, position in the road. So I'm staying in like position 2.5 for those of you who know what positioning is. This is the new, a bit close to that car, let's slow down a bit. Okay, so positioning the road, this would be position 1 on the near side. This centre of the road would be position 2, position 2.5, position 1 for this bend. Position 2.5 would be there, and position 3 would be right at the white line there. So, there we go then. So we're following this car. Position 2.5 for the bend, slow down. So we've got a right hand bend coming up, and I know there's a 30mph speed limit up here. This is in a 50 at the moment, and here's the 30. So we slow down, mirrors, position 2.5, gear, junction there on the left and on one on the right. So we just keep an eye out for position ourselves to be in a safe position should anything come out of those junctions. So we're moving slightly right now just to get around get extra vision around the corner, keep clear of that junction there. Park cars on the left hand side. Speed camera, 30mph, speed's 25. Speed's dropping down to a 20. Keep 2 seconds behind the car in front. Stay away from the junction, look into the junction. Start moving over to the left hand side slightly so we can see, get good vision up the hill. Position's not really an issue at 20mph, 30mph. It's more of an issue at high speeds or tighter bends. Just stay out away from these kids. Truck coming, I'm moving away from the truck now. Notice on the left hand side there's a junction, so I'm aware of that, back in the 30. So just let that car move away a bit. Junction on the left hand side, move out, check the junction. So the road's pretty clear. 30mph, car in front braking slightly. Junction on the right, junction on the left. Okay, so there's traffic lights down the far end, so the idea is to look as far into the distance as you can and scan your way back. So I'm just going to stay in the centre position here. It's known as the command position. It's where your motorcycle commands the position in the road, so nobody sneaks past you. So, just gradually pull up to this one. And stop. Select neutral, because we're not going anywhere for a minute. Okay, the lights have changed, everything's moving. So we'll move away. There's Simon in the background there. So, move out into the middle. So all these little junctions and driveways on the left and right hand side. So we'll stay in position 2 for the moment. Car in the front, turning right. Another car turning right. Traffic slowing. Reduce speed, match the gears. So we've got a car, a learner in the junction ahead. We've got a yellow car on the right hand side. So that was anticipated, him coming out there. All clear on that junction. Back up to 30 miles an hour. Make progress. Watch some of these potholes up here. So it's Sunday and it's quite busy around North Wales on a Sunday. I'll just get out of these potholes. So now I'm turning to the left. So mirror, quick shoulder check, cancel indicator, nothing coming from the right. Yeah, so we're at 30 miles an hour, so there's no need for any real positioning here, I don't think. Just keep her clear of that junction in case anything comes out. And we've got traffic around the tight bend here, so I'm going to stay in the middle of the road because there's a junction there and oncoming traffic. So I'm going to move over to 2.5. Just stay at 2.5 just to see what's around this corner, and I'm just speeding a bit so let's slow down. So we're at 30 miles an hour into position 2, 1.5. Stay away from this traffic. Junction on the left hand side there. Back out again to 2.5. Still at 30 miles an hour. So move slightly over to the left just to get around the corner, and there we go. So a bit of a blind spot there, so we stay on the left. Okay, I can see us all clear now. Back into 2.5. Speed limit changed to 40 miles an hour coming up. So I'm looking in my mirrors now to make sure that nobody's trying to overtake me when the speed limit changes. So there we go. Shoulder check. Oncoming traffic, position 2, 40 miles an hour. Options on the left hand side there. Driveways, very dangerous. People reversing out. So I'll stay in position 2.5. Junction on the left, a bend coming up, and it's a blind hill, so I'm just going to stay in 2.5, get around the bend, oncoming traffic, move away. I've got to remember I've got panniers on this as well, so bloody hell, this helmet's noisy. New helmet, LS2, very noisy helmet. My other helmet's a Caberg, very nice helmet. Okay, back to what we're doing. There's a junction on the left hand side here, and there's a right hand bend, so stay in the middle. We're only doing 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. Stay away from back to 2.5. Move over to position 1 for this bend. We know that junction's clear because we can see right down it. Stay on the left hand side. Okay, we can stay on the left hand side now because we've got oncoming traffic on the queues, and we don't know what's coming over the top of the hill. So we've got traffic lights coming up. We're turning left here, and we've got a driveway to a pub on the left hand side. So just stay clear of that and stay clear of the oncoming traffic. Plan your braking, match the gears. And stop. And we can see over there the traffic coming from the right's got a green light, so we'll watch that. Let's go into amber now. There we go. Quick look over the shoulder. See if there's any traffic coming from the right. Okay, let's go. This is 40 mile an hour. Position 2.5 again, staying at 40. 11 miles to go. Just staying at 40 mile an hour there. There's a national speed limit, so check the mirrors. Quick shoulder check, make sure nobody's overtaking us. Oncoming traffic, position 2, increase speed to national. So 60 mile an hour on here. It's a bit windy, so I don't think I'll be up to the speed. A lot of the Welsh roads now limited to 40 and 50 miles an hour. So I'm just doing just under 60. And there's a blind summit coming up with a right-hand bend followed by a left-hand bend, and I know these bends. There's also a junction on the left-hand side there where people go to laser combat. So I'll just ease off the throttle now. A little bit of braking. Watch the limit points move out to 2.5. Position 1 for the bend. Oncoming traffic over to position 2.5 again. Limit points moving away. The corner down there, right hand bend there is sharper than it looks really, so I'll just drop down a gear. And the limit point's moving away now, so I can stay on the left hand side. Okay, away we go, back up to 60. Bit of check. There's a cars coming out to the left hand side here, so there's a truck oncoming, so I'll just stay in the middle of the road for now, position 2. Now I'll move over, now I know it's clear on the left, give the HGV plenty of room, increase speed up to 60 miles an hour. It's very, very windy. Should have done this in the summer, guys. So 50 miles an hour at the moment, so left hand, position 1 for the right hand bend, oncoming traffic, and stay well clear of them. Stay left, stay left, stay left, stay left, stay left. Position 2.5 now, increase, bring the speed back up. Oncoming traffic, slight left. Speed limit change to 40 miles an hour. Brow the hill, stay left, stay left, stay left. You see it clear now. So we stay at 40, back to position 2. Lines on the road indicating a hazard, which I guess is their bend. And now we've got a double bend, a left and a right. They're not too bad, these bends, so stay at 40 miles an hour. Solid white lines, move over to the left hand side for a right hand bend. Stay left, stay left, stay left. Okay, we've got a pop up on the left here now, so we just stay in position 2 till this car passes. Position 2.5. Check the side roads, make sure nothing's coming in. I'm happy they're clear. Still 40 miles an hour. Just moving over to the position 1 to stay clear of these cars, because I have got panniers on. 40 miles an hour, speed check. Position 2.5, left hand coming up.